All right, let's dive right into the heart of home construction, the foundation. You see, the foundation is the unsung hero of any structure. It's all about creating a solid base that will support the weight of the entire house. So, how does it all start? Well, the first step is excavation. This is where we dig into the earth to make way for the foundation. The depth and size of the excavation depend on the size of the house and the local building codes. We have to consider the soil type, the slope of the terrain, and even the area's climate while doing this. Once we've got our hole in the ground, it's time for formwork. Now, formwork is basically a mold for the concrete. It's usually made of wooden planks or metal panels. They're arranged in a specific shape and held together with supports. This is what gives the foundation its shape. And then comes the fun part.
Concrete pouring.
This involves mixing cement, water, and aggregate, and then pouring it into the formwork. It needs to be spread evenly and then allowed to cure. Curing is a crucial process where the concrete hardens and gains strength. It's not just about letting it dry, but also about maintaining the right moisture and temperature conditions. And there you have it. The basics of laying a house foundation. It might sound straightforward, but believe me, it requires a lot of precision and planning. But at the end of the day, a solid foundation ensures the durability and longevity of your home. So it's definitely worth the effort.
And remember, building a house is like building a life.
It all starts with a strong foundation. So let's move on to the next part, shall we? All right, now that we have our foundation laid, let's talk about framing. Framing is like the skeleton of a house. It shapes the structure and defines the spaces within. There are three main parts to this: the walls, the floors, and the roof. Let's start with wall framing. This involves creating a framework of vertical studs and horizontal plates. The studs, usually made of lumber, provide the vertical support. The plates, well, they're the horizontal members at the top and bottom of the wall. Together, these form panels, which are then raised and fixed in place. It's fascinating to watch. It's like seeing the house take shape right before your eyes. Next up, floor framing. This involves creating a horizontal platform, which acts as the base for the walls. The main components here are joists, which are parallel beams that support the floor, and subflooring, which is a flat surface attached to the joists. The floor framing not only provides support for the floor itself, but also for the walls and the roof. And then we come to the roof. Roof framing can be a bit complex because of the different angles involved. But essentially, it's all about creating a series of triangular trusses, which are then covered with sheathing. The trusses give the roof its shape and strength, while the sheathing provides a base for the roofing materials. Framing is a critical stage in home construction. It sets the stage for everything that comes after, like electrical work, plumbing, and insulation. But it's not just about building a sturdy structure. It's also about creating a home that's comfortable, functional, and just the way you want it. Remember, it's the frame that gives a house its shape, but it's what you do with that shape that makes it a home. So, let's move on to the next phase, shall we? Moving on from the framing, let's delve into the inner workings of a house. Specifically, we're going to discuss the installation of electrical wiring, plumbing, and HVAC systems. First off, electrical wiring. This is a pivotal part of making a house functional. It involves running wires through the walls, floors, and ceilings to provide power to outlets, switches, and fixtures. An electrician starts by creating an electrical plan, which details where each element will be placed. Then, they drill holes in the studs and joists, run the wires, and install the boxes for switches and outlets. It's a complex process that requires a keen understanding of electrical codes and safety practices.
And trust me, you don't want to mess with electricity.
Next, we have plumbing. This system brings fresh water in and takes wastewater out. Plumbers install pipes for water supply and drainage, as well as fixtures like sinks, showers, and toilets. It's a huge network that runs through the entire house, hidden behind the walls and under the floors. The key here is to ensure everything is watertight and functioning smoothly. Because, let's face it, nobody wants a leaky pipe. Lastly, we installed the HVAC system. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. As you can guess, this system controls the temperature and air quality in the house. It involves installing ductwork for air circulation, a furnace for heating, and an air conditioner for cooling. A well-designed HVAC system ensures the house stays warm in winter and cool in summer. And let's not forget about providing fresh air too. So there you have it, the nuts and bolts of a home's internal systems. It's like the house's circulatory and respiratory systems, providing power, water, and air. It's quite a marvel when you think about it. But enough about the insides. Let's move on to what you see from the outside, shall we? All right. Let's head outside and talk about the exterior of a house, including siding, roofing, and doors and windows installation. This is really where your house starts to look like a home, and it's also essential for protecting the structure and interior from the elements. Let's start with siding. Siding is the material that covers the outside of the house, and it's crucial for both aesthetics and protection. It can be made of a variety of materials like vinyl, wood, or brick, each with its own look and benefits. The installation process involves attaching the siding to the exterior walls of the house. It's like putting a protective coat on your home. Then we have roofing. The roof is the first line of defense against rain, snow, and sun. Roofing materials can vary greatly, including asphalt shingles, metal, or tiles, to name a few. The installation process starts with a layer of roofing, felt for extra protection, followed by the chosen roofing material. It's not just about keeping the rain out, but also about adding character to your home. Next up, doors and windows. These are more than just entrances and views. They play a big role in the energy efficiency and security of a home. Installation involves creating an opening in the wall, securing the door or window frame, and then installing the door or window itself. It's a precise job because any misalignment can cause problems down the line. So there you have it. The exterior of a house may seem like just a pretty face, But there's a lot more to it. It's about protecting your home, making it comfortable, and of course, making it look good. Now, let's venture back inside for the final touches, shall we? And now, we reach the final stage of home construction, the finishing touches. This is the part where all the hard work starts to pay off as we see the house transform into a home. We're talking about drywall, painting, flooring, and fixtures installation. First up, drywall. Also known as sheetrock, drywall forms the walls and ceilings inside the house. It's hung on the framing, taped to cover the seams, and then finished with several layers of joint compound. This creates a smooth surface ready for painting. And let me tell you,
there's an art to getting that smooth finish.
next is painting. This is where you get to add your personal touch. Paint not only makes a house look good, but it also protects the walls. It's all about choosing the right colors, the right type of paint, and applying it evenly. It's amazing how a fresh coat of paint can bring a room to life. And then comes flooring. Depending on your preference, you might choose hardwood, tile, carpet, or a combination of these. The installation process varies for each type, but it generally involves preparing the subfloor, laying the flooring, and then adding any necessary finishes. It's the base for all your furniture, so you want to make sure it's done right. Finally, we have fixtures. These include things like lights, faucets, cabinets, and door handles. They might seem small, but they play a big role in the functionality and aesthetics of the house. Installation involves careful placement and securing of each fixture. And it's always satisfying to see them in place. So there you have it, the final finishing touches. It's about making the house beautiful, comfortable, and ready for you to move in. It's the culmination of all the previous stages, and the moment when your house truly becomes the home. And with that, we've covered the entire process of building a house. Who knew there was so much involved, right?